Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful souls. It is November 27th. It's this day, that day, and the other day. Yeah, November 27th, 2025. But again, all these videos and contents that you come across from any creator, they're timeless, okay? Because time doesn't exist, right? We have to have it as in this human experience, but again, in the quantum, time does not exist. So everything is timeless that you're receiving. I keep hearing quit fiddling with your camera. The kiddo is here for a little bit, so you might see him on camera. Again, if you were here 2 days ago, the light codes are coming in. Didn't have any light codes coming in yesterday, but the weather is exactly the same. Cloudy, windy, rainy / snowy here in mid-Michigan. I think I reactivated or activated my own throat chakra the other day with some cleansing and clearing. Like I said, that's been constant. This entire journey this year is constant cleansing and clearing of my throat chakra from this lifetime, as well as transcending across all timelines, spaces, dimensions, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen, where there have been blockages placed or because of circumstances that it has been blocked. So there again, I think with me doing some light language on that the other day for the collective, I also re-listened 2 or 3 times. So again, yes, you can activate yourself with your own light language, because remember, light language is coming from the quantum. It's coming from source, creator, mother, and father. Okay, so you will receive what you are meant to receive in that present moment for what you need and what you are going through. So clearly I needed a little extra boost for my own light language here. Let's try and set this up. So I've got my little, here I'm going to turn it just a little bit. So my table, eventually our tree will go there and things will get adjusted, but I've got my tarot cards. We got some poinsettias instead of flowers. I've been buying flowers every week for myself for probably since the beginning of summer, and I'll place them throughout my house. I got my little knickknackies. My snowmen is what I usually liked. I don't put like Santa stuff out. I put like snowmen and stuff like that. Elves, elementals in my home. So those are 2 yoga posing. If you saw my picture I posted yesterday to share with the collective, just some extra joy of my little altar, one of my altars. That's my main one. It's got my Buddha, and I put my flowers. Got a picture of one of my bossies, who my last bossy who passed in 2021. There was I've had 3 of them. They are with me in spirit for sure. And like I said, she usually comes to visit me more often. I think one of them came to visit me in my dream the other day, just kind of popped in. So, and my candle's burning. So I'll just kind of turn back. And so I thought I was going to do a little bit of a dance cardio again this morning. And I got up, did my routine where I usually put essential oils and coconut oil all over my body. First thing, I washed my face, usually with just ice cold water, brushed my teeth real quick, and then just coconut oil and like essential oils. And today it was clove bud because I can use that on my skin with coconut oil without it being I've got a calendar notice. Saturn is stationing direct today. So I've been trying to pay attention to that and put that in the calendar. So that's a huge thing, where we have been in the Saturn retrograde along with the Mercury retrograde for 100 and I can't remember how many days it is, but my peeps that deal with the astrological stuff will know that that's a huge thing, that Saturn is finally going direct today. So I noted that from one of my channeled messages that talk about all of that. And sorry, again, that cleansing. So third eye, throat chakra. So I've had a lot of drainage. My throat's a little scratchy the last couple of days. So I definitely got a cleansing and an activation and upgrade from my own light language the other day. And it's really warm in here. I forgot to turn the heat down, because when I plan on working out or doing some type of movement, I will turn the heat up because I can control it. Aren't these? Look at that. So like, if we could see every fragment of light codes in there, that's how timelines work, right? So I'm drinking my typical morning drink. I keep the kombucha bottles, and so this is watermelon water because I've been able to get watermelon. Source has provided me. Thank you, Source, for providing me to continue to provide for me good watermelon, decent watermelon, until the end of November. So I'm gonna go out tomorrow, and if I get some tomorrow. So that's been my staple. That's like my big staple. And usually by now we shouldn't be able to get watermelon, but again, because the way our world is, I'm taking advantage of the fact that I can still get watermelon in late November. So I apologize for the sinus drainage, the throat cleared. I've like had a major throat chakra activation. Again, sometimes this can be related to third eye expansion as well. So I've had some like sticky eyes. So there's detox coming from my eyes, like a little swollen this morning. But even before bed, you'll notice that if you're getting that gunk and stuff, again, that's your eyes, your third eye, all this is just detoxing as well. It wasn't like to the point where it's your eyes are sealed shut because of that. And again, that's if you get an infection in your eyes, like conjunctivitis or things like that, or you get like those sticky where your eyes are sealed shut, that's again form of detox. But for me, it's definitely a third eye and throat chakra right now. And again, I listen to a lot of different activations, so I listen to it and I might not get the expansion or the full-on activation or detox symptoms until a few days later. So this is my greens powder, which is, I use Amazing Grasses watermelon greens powder. I've been using that probably close to 10 plus years, probably more, on and off. Consistently, that's my multivitamin, and I love it. Do what you love, okay? Do what you love. I'm gonna take a quick drink, so everyone take a drink.
Okay.
You can hear him probably.
Okay.
Again, we're keeping it real, raw, and authentic here. This is my 17th video of 111 days in sharing my raw energy, frequency, and authenticity at 6:44 on the clock. And why was I so pulled and tugged to do this before I did anything else? So I listened to a channeled message. So Chosen Chronicles, if you haven't seen their YouTube channel, check it out. I really have been resonating for the past probably 3 to 6 months, daily listening to that, receiving the frequency, the energy, the activations, whatever I'm meant to receive in the present moment. And today, it's been a long time since a lot of the message I felt like just journaling, and there was a reason for it. I meant to share it with you from my perspective and through my energy and frequency. So again, you can go check out their channel. And it's, again, the theme seems to be clear across the board from the quantum, from source. Because I listen to many different, very different styles of channelers, channeling, and information. I receive my information in many ways, shapes, and forms, whether it's through cards, through verbal channels, through videos like this where you are channeling information. I receive through videos, through pictures, through color, through, that's how my receptivity, that's how my antenna is picking things up currently. I can't hear my guides. I can't hear, like, sometimes, again, I hear yes or no in my head, but I don't even hear, it's just like a thought of yes or a thought of no, trying to explain. Somebody needs to hear that. I don't hear voices in my head. So it's if a yes, it's like a thought of yes, or it's a thought of no, or hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Or I receive clairaudience. Again, that's one of my, again, another one of my strong abilities is hearing things through sound and music and lyrics and seeing all of that. So we're going to take a little walk. We're 8 minutes in and we'll get to the point, I promise. But again, we're just keeping it real, raw, and authentic here. I'm going to have to crack the window. It's very windy here. I get the heat way too high and I'm sweating because when I start sharing information or channeling information, I get really hot. All right, so we got to crack that. So again, welcome beautiful souls to my sacred space, my home. All right. And day 17, who'd have thought by now? It's like, and again, I'm going to say happy gratitude day, okay? I mentioned yesterday that I don't really participate in the sense that most people traditionally do here in America, if you're not from America. So
I'm from America.
Thanksgiving, I'm changing. We need to change it. We need to change some of these things that are celebrated, or completely recalibrate, rewire how they're approached, or how they're thought of, or how the frequency and energy is around that. I'm not sure where this is coming from. Oh yeah, I do. It's higher consciousness. So I thought this morning, instead of saying happy Thanksgiving, it's happy gratitude day. What can you be grateful for? All of this beautiful stuff, my sacred space, all of the abundance of the food and the provisions, your car, your phone, your heat, your air conditioning, your clothes, being able to take a bath or a shower, having a safe space that you don't have to worry about your kids being attacked or abducted or any of that bullshit or nonsense. What are you grateful for? Can you be grateful for all of your story, all of the stuff you've been through, even if it's been extreme hurt, pain, trauma, abandonment, disregard of your feelings, any of it? Can you be also very grateful for this journey that you have been on? Okay, because it's being grateful for all of it and knowing that you are always provided for, no matter what. Like I've said before in past videos, it might not be everything you want, but it's everything you need, right? You are provided with everything you need in this present moment. And part of this message that I heard this morning and translated into my journal, which I'm going to share with you, and it was just, again, those lines of just, yeah. All right, I'll leave it at that. So the other theme has been coming through is joy, happiness, the color yellow. Joy's been coming through a lot. Joy, 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 joy. I think that's, again, part of the holiday seasons, but joy has been coming, the frequency of joy, the color of joy, yellow, happiness, yellow, oranges, creativity, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, standing in your authenticity, standing in your power, standing in your sovereign self. That roots in your creativity, in your creativity is in your solar plexus, and creativity is in your sacral chakra, and standing in your sovereign power is in the seat of your soul, which is your solar plexus. Solar plexus, you're radiating like the sun. So I feel very called to, maybe I will do another video on some light language, on like the solar plexus, the color joy, the color yellow, and the frequency of joy. So just look for that. I don't know if I'll wait to do that. I'll do it when I feel called to do it, but I felt really called and pulled. Like I'm just sitting, listening to the channel message, then another one popped up right after. So when it's not in a playlist and it just pops up and starts playing, because I don't have automatic play set up. So I shut that off. So when my team plays a video automatically that I have seen, I listen. I sit and I listen. And this one was on light language, and a video I don't remember hearing. Maybe I've heard in the past. I don't think so. But it's and you can find it. I wrote it down. I think it's at. You can check it out. I would love to post it here, but I don't know if I can post it on the FreQSpeak. If I remember, I will put. I don't know how that works, so if I can, I'll put it below. If not, you can look at it, find it. It's at Erin Lyons TV. She posted it February 1st, 2023, and it's explaining what light language is. She goes into a few other things through the video, but again, what is light language? Is basically speaking sacred geometry. Activations come from the quantum, they come from source. We're just a vessel, we're a tool. And each soul has its original own soul lineage light language. That's what I picked up from that video. So again, if I remember, I'll post it below, but if not, you can go to her channel. She's a channel of source as well, and angelics and a bunch of other higher consciousness type beings. Again, she was one of the channels that was put into my presence that resonated with me at the end of last year and into the beginning of this year, again, to help give me information, activate me, all of the stuff that we are here to do for each other, right? This is one of our biggest soul purposes, is to share our real, raw, authentic self in our real, raw frequency and energy. And then we in turn activate each other. This is part of our biggest soul purpose, okay? So again, it's at Erin Lyons TV, February 1st, 2023. Okay, and it is in What is Light Language? Angelic Beings Explained. So that's what it's titled. So you can go check that out. We're 14 minutes in. Who the hell knew? Okay, I'm going to blow my nose, so I apologize. Apologize. But like I said, we're keeping it real, raw, and authentic. And I've had some major detox symptoms since I shared my light language the other day. So I accept that. I honor that, because we're just getting rid of the old to continue to detox and cleanse out the old cellular debris, energetic debris at the, like I said, DNA, molecular level, things that our eyes can't see. All right, so I will do my best because I was just a scribbling, trying to keep up and re-listening to get everything I wanted to get. All right, so again, going back to these sacred pauses, being still, slowing down, saying no. And I'm going to just kind of read and see what comes out, what resonates. Again, your ego mind doesn't have to figure this out. It doesn't, we're not really supposed to. Just sit and listen and see if you pick anything up. And maybe if not, save it for later. Maybe it's not relevant now, but maybe it'll be relevant. But I think there's a reason why this information is coming same, but different from different channels and different information, including from Courtney and Zero for the Divinely Aligned Collective in the FreQSpeak group, where we've been inspired to share our real, raw, authentic frequency and energy with the collective for 111 days. So nothing is not for a reason. Everything happens just as it's supposed to in divine alignment, okay? So here we go. So I'll be referencing my beautiful wine crimson color journal, and this color came up as reference in a channel yesterday. So maybe that color, crimson color roses, that root chakra that's not so red like this Christmas red, but now it's more of this deep root, like just your chakras are evolved into these deeper colors. Okay, so being still so your soul can catch up. So your soul can catch up to you. Okay, so being still. So if we're constantly moving and chasing and overthinking and chasing on what's next and all of this, your soul can't catch up to you to give you your blessings, to give you your activations, to give you your upgrades. Okay, so the hardest part of my lips, my tongue, Mercury retrograde has got my mouth tied sometimes, or just the energetic field doesn't want me to share this. I don't like to go to the negative aspect, but I will maybe say that. So the hardest for us always is being the pursuer. Okay, so we're always wanting to be the pursuer, to chase the next thing, to chase the next body, or to chase the next nutritional program, using things from my history, to change the next guru, to chase the next fix me this, or the next whatever. Okay, stop being the pursuer and become the pursued. So part of my journey I'm guided to share is learning to sit and be the one being pursued, sitting in your Empress energy, not being the chaser, not being the pursuer, but sitting in your sovereign stillness. That was good. Thank you, Spirit. Sitting in your sovereign stillness and quit chasing, quit being the pursuer, but be still enough and become the pursued. Be the one that's being pursued, because we've been so programmed that we got to go, get. This is mine, whether that's relationships or jobs or bodies or nutrition, whatever it is. Okay, the hardest shift for warriors like us light warriors, or earth angels, starseeds, whatever you want to, what verbiage you want to use, is to sit in our sovereign Empress or Emperor, sorry, thank you, Spirit, Emperor or Emperor, I've got to do both masculine and feminine, are being the pursued, being the ones where we're sitting here and then everything is coming to us, because that's what Source wants to do. That's what our team wants to do. They want us to be still enough that they can bring our gifts and our abundance and all of that to us, instead of us constantly trying to chase it. Okay, now I've wrote this down, but again, with me rereading this information, other things will come through, will be channeled through. Okay, so just again, thank you for hanging out. We're 19 minutes in. Oh my gosh, 19 on the clock. So thank you guys, thank you beautiful souls for listening to my real, raw, authentic ramblings and all of that fun stuff. So learning to receive with all of the grace you have been given. So you've been given all of the grace to receive. So we just have to learn to sit in that grace, in that pause. Are you ready to receive through stillness, not effort? That is the question. Maybe you need to ask yourself, because you're not going to receive when you are constantly trying to chase it. So are you ready to receive through stillness, not effort? Okay. So I love the water analogy because I used to use this for years, like even just as a constant reminder for me. Are we going to, because I love backwoods camping, hiking. So the bare minimum, carry what you need on your pack. So a lot of river bathing and things like that. So just learning to be that twig or that leaf on the water, right? The water doesn't push. It doesn't push. It's very powerful. It's very powerful, but it doesn't push. It flows. So going with the flow and continuing to learn to go with the flow this entire 10 years, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. It's been a process. For me personally, this has been a journey in this particular chapter. And it's been a beautiful, epic journey in all ways, shapes, and forms, okay? So the water, it doesn't force, it finds the path of least resistance. So the water doesn't push, it flows. It doesn't force, it finds the path of least resistance. So I heard a channel message the other day. So we're the water trying to push on the dam to get the dam to break. But why don't you just swim around the dam? Just swim around the dam or flow around the dam. And then all your blessings are going to come flooding at you. Instead of just constantly pushing at the dam from behind, swim around it, flow around it, and then just keep floating down the river. And then when that dam breaks, all your blessings are going to come to you all at once, right? Become like the waterfall. Become like the waterfall. So waterfall. I'm just making up new words. Become like water, powerful through yielding. So become like water, powerful through yielding. So you'll hear him. He's playing games. So again, we're keeping it real. And I'm not editing. This is just 22:02 on the clock. Stressful. Okay, so by yielding. Okay, let's see. So stressful. Successful through flowing. So going with the flows. Do you become successful through flowing and abundant through allowing? 2220 on the clock. So successful through flowing and abundant through allowing. Rest is not laziness. Rest is receiving without earning. Okay? Rest is not laziness. Okay? That receiving without earning is unworthiness. That's collective programming. So rest is not laziness. And then also being able to receive without the forcing of earning, which we've been programmed to think that we're unworthy if we're not out there pursuing and chasing and trying to earn an income or earn a house or earn whatever the bullshit programming, okay? So it's the ego mind, the small self, the collective programming. So rest is not laziness, okay? Your nervous system needs this. You've heard me say this. You've heard other channels say this. I know this. But again, these messages will be channeled and shared in many ways, shapes, and forms over and over and over in slightly different ways until you completely settle and resonate with that, okay? There's no coincidences on that, okay? So star seeds, you, me, earth angels, okay? Light warriors, lighthouses. We are the pioneer of new paradigms, okay? We are the pioneer of new paradigms. Okay, the willingness to rest. So we make the choice and we're willing to rest when the world says rush. So no coincidences. These messages are getting stronger and stronger around this time of year, especially for the American culture. Okay, to receive when the world says chase. So when you're willing to rest, to pause, to say, no, thank you, not right now, and to sit in your rest, in your sacred pause, while the world around you is saying rush, while the world around you is saying follow the chaos, chase the chaos. So when you're able to, then you can receive, okay? You got to be open to receive, but you can't be constantly chasing, okay, and rushing, okay? So part of our mission here, all right, is to demonstrate new possibilities for humanity. Part of our mission is to demonstrate new possibilities for humanity. You're rebuilding yourself on quantum levels. Okay. So you're rebuilding yourself on quantum levels. So why do you need so much rest and so much stillness? Because you're going through a lot. Like I said, you're doing a lot of work in that rest, in that pause. And do it without guilt. You are completely worthy of all of that, okay? You have to be still long enough and rest for your body's ability to do what it needs to do. It needs to be able to integrate these upgrades, these activations, these downloads, these light codes, all of this information that we are receiving at a mass speed on a quantum level, okay? But for your body to be able to do that, you have to be still and you have to be able to rest. So I'm guided to share this before everything kind of like sped up for me earlier this year. End of last year, around this time, October, November, December, I started to settle into and listening to my innate intelligence, my higher consciousness, being okay with resting and doing less, staying in, recalibrating, integrating. And that became more prominent as part of my lifestyle since last year. And now we're here a whole year later. And some of us have these stories, 2622 on the clock, on the timer. So it became more in my conscious awareness. Like my higher self had me already kind of like unconsciously doing that and getting my attention in many different ways, shapes, and forms. But that's been the part of this biggest part of my journey, is I've spent more time in a parasympathetic state than a sympathetic state. I come from a background of a very fight or flight. Again, that is innately been embedded in my DNA, in my genetic coding from generations of past. Not that that's a bad thing. That's meant to have got me to where I'm at. So I'm grateful for that. But I had to learn how to flip that and quit chasing a specific look in my physical body, quit chasing nutritional protocols, quit chasing clients, quit chasing the job, quit chasing whatever it was that a partner, quit chasing the validation, all of it. And so when I was able to surrender, like I have surrendered, it's a constant, like over and over, just constantly surrendered. You'll surrender a little bit and you'll surrender a little bit more, and then you'll settle in, and it's just like this constant ebb and flow. It's not linear. Nothing in the quantum, it's not linear. Nothing is linear. It's, sacred geometry. So just learning to sit in the pause, to sit in that sacred stillness is so vital right now for your system. So some of us might have been in this sacred pause for a year or longer. And some of you might only be in it a week or two or a month or two. Okay. Everyone's journey is different. Okay. So I keep thinking when I hear channel messages, oh, they say a week or two or a day or two, I'm thinking, holy hell, I've been like a year. But for my journey, that's what my soul needed. That's what my human needed, to recalibrate and to integrate and to heal my nervous system from this lifetime and past lifetimes across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. Because remember, you're doing the healing not just for the now, but across all lifetimes. Okay? I hope that makes sense to somebody. All right. Oh, okay. So the abundance that is going to be appearing, is not just financial, but yes, through money. So we will definitely see abundance through financial means, physical, monetary, finances. That is part of it for sure. But we will also be experiencing an abundance of energy, clarity, creativity, and there's that beautiful word, joy. Joy, joy, joy. So again, I feel like maybe some light language that wants to come through later will be on creativity, joy, in those sacral and solar plexus chakras areas. So just pay tuned to that, because that's probably definitely going to happen today. So these are currencies of the new paradigm. right? So these are going to be our new currencies. There's going to be energy and abundance of energy and clarity and creativity and joy. We're here to create and play. Okay? These are currencies of the new paradigm, and they're about to flow into your life at a abundant, rapid pace. But again, for you to be able to receive that, you have to not chase, be still, rest, integrate, and recalibrate. Okay? Allow the body, the energy bodies, to heal. Okay? Let's see here. And so they can only be received through the doorway of peace. So peace is presence. Peace is your superpower. Peace is your presence. Presence is your superpower, okay? The only way to receive is through the doorway of peace. So I saw a picture the other day, and I actually saved it. It was this beautiful gold doorway, and it had this beautiful lock on it, and like the old school locks and the keys. And again, those key codes and those symbolisms are very relevant to me because I asked for those key codes and signs, okay? So stress is static. Stress is static that interferes with the broadcast of the universe. So when you're stressed out, you're again in this fight or flight mode all the time. Your broadcast, you're an antenna in the universe. The broadcast of the universe, there's too much static going on. You can't receive what you're supposed to receive, okay? So peace is the clear channel through which all good things flow, all epic things flow. I'm going to change that. So peace is the clear channel through which all epic things flow. A creative breakthrough is not just outside of your current awareness, but it's waiting for you to be still, waiting for you to physically be still, and waiting for your mind to be still enough for it to land. This is a game-changing download. So again, this is information of my interpretation from a channeled message I heard this morning. And again, it's very, like, I'm having a hard time reading in my own handwriting because it becomes automatic, and it's not always. So I'm kind of reinterpreting my own handwriting. So there is a game-changing download that's coming for us, okay? But again, you have to be still. Your mind has to be still, and your body has to be still. Okay, the distractions of the phone. Again, pay your attention to what you are consuming. I meant to say that. So really pay attention to what you're consuming. If you have the news, don't watch the news anymore. If you're watching certain things on social media or movies, just pay your attention and mindful to what is the quality of this. What are you receiving from this, okay? Is it high vibrational, low vibrational? Okay, everything is frequency, energy, vibration. Okay, so this game-changing download will change the trajectory of our paths. So the message to us was that this download, this game-changing download that's coming when you're in the sacred pause, when you're still, when you're healing, when you're recalibrating, when your mind is still, all of that. So meditate more. Some of you might need to meditate more. And again, I've mentioned meditation can look many different ways, shapes, and forms. 3310 on the clock. That will change the trajectory of your path. Creativity does not respond to force, it responds to space. So creativity does not respond to you forcing the creativity, it responds to you giving space to it, stillness to it. The pattern of overgiving was what had to change for me. Okay, so just going into that for me, I want to share that with you. I wrote that for my own personal to share with you. The pattern of overgiving in all ways, shapes, and forms, that was one of the biggest patterns that I had to change. And unprogram to reprogram. Okay, unprogram, delete, 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 so we can be upgraded and reprogrammed in the best way possible. And this, I would say reprogram, it's just remembering our true, authentic soul's blueprint, energy, and frequency. Okay? So, as you rest and you restore, your original frequency is returning clearer and stronger than ever. Let me say that again. As you continue to rest and restore and heal and recalibrate and clear the mind, make space, your original soul frequency is returning clearer than ever and stronger than ever. Okay? This is why rest is not selfish. We got to quit with that programming. Rest is not selfish. It is service. It is service to yourself and it is service to the collective. So you resting and healing on an energetic level, on a quantum level, you also, it's not selfish because you are, in that sense, being service to others. Being in that sacred pause, in your sacred space, in that rest, in that meditation. You are being of service at home, in your bed, meditating to yourself, but to the collective. Okay? So it is not selfish. We got to let that go, collective. We got to let that go. Okay? All right? So let's see what else. So your frequency, let's see what we got here. So your frequency at full power will help everyone around you rise. So remember, your frequency is here. We're here to be felt, to be seen, to be heard. But again, it's beyond words. So your frequency will be at full power to help everyone around you rise. So you, just by holding your frequency and energy at its fullest power and capacity, will help others around you, the other souls, rise. Your peace gives others permission to find their own peace. So you setting in your peace and honoring yourself, honoring your soul, honoring your body, gives others around you, again, without words, without performance, it gives others permission to find their own. Okay? The universe has been waiting desperately for you to stop pushing and pursuing so hard. The universe has been waiting desperately for you to stop pushing and pursuing so hard. Okay? The universe does not respond to desperation, it responds to alignment. So remember, it's all about alignment. Blessings and abundance cannot come in if you are not in alignment. Right? It won't allow that to come in if you're not in alignment. Okay? Alignment does not come from doing more. It comes from doing less. Alignment comes from doing less, not doing more. Okay? It comes from being more present, peaceful, and available to receive what is already prepared for you. So everything has already been prepared for you. We all have prepared ourselves and set ourselves up perfectly. But again, you need to be more present and in a peaceful state before it can become available for you to receive, before you can receive what has already been prepared for you. What your team, what sources, what your higher self has already prepared for you. Okay? So slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Especially, this is going to be, I think, one of the grandest, I hate to say challenges, but I'm a challenge person sometimes because they can be good or bad or whatever. Again, I hate to put labels on things, but during this time of year where people have a really hard time slowing down, doing less, saying no, all of the stuff, putting yourself first no matter what, putting yourself before a family meal where you feel obligated to speak it up and saying you don't want to participate, you don't want to be, and again, if you want to, that's joyful to you, that brings you happiness, that doesn't stress you out, all of the stuff, then by all means participate. But if you're spending weeks stressing out about it and worrying about it and what do I take and all of that, say no. Your sacred, say no is your saying, that is your sacred hell yes. Okay? So slow down, rest, restore, allow for the recalibration, for the integration, for your nervous system to heal, for your mental body, physical body, emotional body, spiritual body, quantum body, your astral body, your cosmic body, all of it. Your auric field that has been rest, pause, slow down, allow for that space. And then there was a little note that says in the next 2 weeks, you're going to have a distinct shift, whether that's an energetic shift. There's going to be something that was, so I noted that when there's, I don't really get wrapped up in days and times and all of that. I just I'll note it because it'll be fun that if there's something I've noticeably shift, I can go back, oh yeah, I heard that there was going to be a distinct shift, energetic shift, or this is shifted, or that's shifted, or whatever. Okay. So your team, coconut oil. So like I said, I was putting coconut oil, so it's messy, magical, and we're just keeping it real. So your team has been waiting for you to slow the fuck down. Your team has been waiting for you to slow down so they can assist, so they can help, so they can help you with this healing. Again, ask your team, speak it, think it, ask for assistance. Again, They can't unless you ask. So talk to them often. Ask for help, ask for assistance, ask for guidance, ask for the key codes, ask for the signs and synchronicities. Okay? All right, so 40 minutes in. Thanks for hanging out. I am going to do a couple oracle card pulls real quick to finish this message off. And I apologize again. Sorry. I apologize, but again, keeping it real. I'm going to take a quick drink. And I was guided to do an Earth Magic card and a Moonology Oracle card. And I'll probably read from the book. All right. All right, so we're going to do the Moonology card first. All right. All right, so Source, Spirit, please give us, the collective, a message for today on this Gratitude Day. I'm just going to rename it as Gratitude Day. Happy Gratitude Day. Happy Joy Day. All right. We need to change these paradigms, these programmings, these celebrations. And know what you're celebrating. Like if you don't know where certain holiday 4111 on the clock. So if you don't know what you're celebrating because you just done it because that's what you've been told to do or programmed to do or whatever, change it. Change it. So again, I eat whole food, plant-based. That stopped last time I had animal products. Again, a food video will come, I promise. I keep, when the time is right. It'll be a long one. And maybe I'll do a live video on that. Because now I have enough subscribers. So thank you everyone who's clicked like, share. Everyone that's liking and sharing my videos and subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Because now I have enough subscribers I can do live videos. So maybe the food thing will be. So last year at Thanksgiving was the last time I had animal products. Or I had meat. I had flesh. All right. Source. What do we got for the collective today on Gratitude Day? If the gratitude card comes out, that would be amazing. So we'll see. Focus on the positive. So we'll get that up there with the light codes. So new moon in Sag, focus on the positive. So if you're struggling with the depths of, like I said, whatever, and it's getting really hard, just know all good things are coming, but you gotta honor yourself in the rest, in the sacred pause. Okay, is there anything else? Let's do one more. Know that you are loved. So even though, so that's new moon in Libra. I'm a Libra. Happy hello, little Libras. My Libras and Sagittarius. Know you are loved. So if you're struggling with that, remember you must love your self first. And by love, oh, thank you, Spirit. So one of the best ways you can love yourself is take that rest, take that recovery, stillness, sacred pause, and honor. That's one of the biggest ways you can love yourself. Because again, and this is one of been the hardest lessons for me, is you teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to love you. So if you're coming from an unhealed place, you're teaching other people around you how to treat you and how to love you. Okay, so somebody needed to hear that. And then we're going to get ready, everyone. We're going to go wild. There's Source. There's Leo. Thank you, Source. All right, so I'm not reading from the book on these today. I'm just going to pull the cards. And again, thank you for hanging out. It's one of my longer videos today on this Gratitude Day. So much gratitude for all of this, for myself, for the work I've done. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of me. So again, take that moment. Say, I'm proud of you, Tanya. Say your name. I'm proud of you, Tanya. I'm proud of you, Tanya. I'm proud of you, collective. I'm proud of you, collective. We're all doing this together, right? Get excited. I've had this excited energy kind of flowing through me for a couple of days. I mentioned that yesterday. It's just this relish in it. Relish in your rest. Move when you want to move. Share your joy. Share yourself and be real, raw, and authentic. All right, we're going to do one more shuffle, then I'll let you guys go. 4, 4, 3, 3 on the clock. All right, using the Earth Magic Source team, what do we have for the collective today? Please and thank you again. All of this is for your highest and best. Ha, this came out yesterday. We'll keep that one. I'll pull, if that card comes out again, I'll know I was meant to keep it, but it didn't feel like one I was going to keep. So we're going to, this has come out almost on every video I've pulled this card. So we're doing Dream Time. So creation came out yesterday. So look at all of those. We're here to create. Remember, we're creator beings. We are creating in our dream time, whether you realize it or remember it. I'm also guided to mention what happened on my light body activation. So creation, look at all of that, okay? And then dragonfly, emergence. So if you were here yesterday and you listened to my video yesterday, this has come out. So again, key codes, dragonflies, yellow flowers, crowns of flowers. Our crowns are expanding. The lotus flower is definitely a huge sign, synchronicity, and key code. So there you go. I'm not going to read out of the book for those because I'm also guided to share a couple of experiences and rebirth. So the death and rebirth. We're all here being birthed currently through the cosmic canal. So those monarchs, oh my gosh, the white rabbit. I didn't realize that. So white rabbit, like from Alice in Wonderland, that came up a couple days ago. I noted it. So again, that's a key code for us. Some of us, all of us, or none of us. And definitely the monarch butterflies and butterflies in general of rebirth. Oh my gosh, there's an owl. I've never seen. What else is in here? There's a freaking peacock feather. Again, I'm telling you, I've had these cards. This is my original Oracle deck. And just looking at this, sharing it with you, there's peacock feathers down here. I know you guys can't see that. And there's a half of an owl. So owls, wisdom. Our wisdom is going to be dropped in right there. Okay. And then, of course, under that is Source making, Mother and Father making their presentation as well with radiance. And then new beginnings. This is, again, like when you're just like, and it's going to be effortless. It's going to be effortless. And we're going through our purification right now. Then everything's going to be harmonious because it's all about the love. Holy crap. And we're all going to be celebrating. I know, I didn't expect that. I never do. That's the fun part of using cards as a tool. Okay? All right. So I just want to share real quick again before I head out. So if you've been experiencing, like I said, dreams, pay attention, get some notes, start journaling. If it's hard to journal in the middle of the night on a piece of paper, get your phone, dictate voices, transfer it from your voice dictations into paper, or use your notes. I've had this consciously happen 3 or 4 times through this journey, and definitely in the past few months. And mine seemed to happen between like the 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock time, 6:30, where I woke up but fell back asleep. But I had a major one I shared on a video. I don't know if it was when we started doing these or if it was when I was still doing Facebook Live, where I felt like I was, my team was doing a light body activation, stretching me like taffy, my energetic body taffy. So I did feel like that happened again this morning before I got up. It wasn't as intense as it was before. And again, when you it's just easier when you catch yourself and you're lucidly aware of what's going on energetically. It feels a certain way, so you'll know. And it's like it's really hard to describe. You almost feel like your tingles, you're floating, you feel like you might be being stretched or pulled in the best way possible. And you just feel your ego, small self, wants to panic because that's just what happens. But once you realize what's happening, whether you're conscious of it or not, that you just settle into your breath. So just go to your breath if you feel like that. So I was called to share that experience. So yes, again, I had another light body. I mean, I feel when my team's touching me and working on me. I have this entire year with meditations and stuff, but this is like in my sleeping state / almost awake state, where it feels like just energetically I'm getting upgraded and I can physically feel it in my human, in my spiritual body. It's really like, maybe that will make sense to some of you, maybe it won't, but I was just really called to share that. Like if this starts happening more and more, don't freak out. Just breathe and call source in, call that light, that love, if you feel like you need to call in a certain golden white frequency, the rainbow frequency, whatever, just to kind of If you feel like you're starting to panic or fear is getting the best of you, just find your breath. And then you'll realize that when you think, okay, just need to breathe, you'll just feel like, okay, then you just like settle into what is taking place. And what is taking place is so much magic that you, again, the ego and the small mind cannot and is not supposed to figure out. But on a soul level, you know that you're being activated, upgraded, your body, your light body's being stretched and pulled, and it's to make more room for what is coming in. Okay, so again, I was meant to guide it. Again, it's hard for me to put into words what that means, but maybe just me sharing that, you'll receive the resonance through my voice, through the energy and the frequency of that, and it'll make sense to you. So 50 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. You guys have a beautiful gratitude day, grateful, joyful, and I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.